Good morning, church. I'm Moreland. I'm an administrative assistant and a leader in the junior high ministry at the Heights Church. I want to tell you about an experience I had a couple weeks ago. I got up and I went into the kitchen like I do every morning to get my cup of coffee. I grabbed the coffee cup out of the cabinet. I went over to the machine, put my pot in, put my cup in, walked away and got some cream and sugar. Now, I don't know what was going on with myself that morning. Maybe I was super tired. I don't think I turned on the lights. I don't even think I opened my eyes that morning. But when I went back to get my cup, I found that my coffee cup was completely empty. Now I know for sure that I heard the coffee coming out of the machine. And when I picked up my cup, it was wet on the outside. And what I had found was that I had somehow put my coffee cup into the machine upside down. Now, I'm a fast learner and I'm very teachable. So I want you to know that I am wiser for this experience. I learned that it's prudent to always check to see if my cup is upright in the morning, especially when I'm really tired and I don't want to open up my eyes in the morning. I also learned that the holder beneath my cup will hold 8 ounces of liquid, which I was really happy to find out. So I am teachable and I gained wisdom. There's a lot of ways to learn. We learn like I did through our mistakes. And we learn through experience, and we also learn through the wisdom passed on by others. And as we live out our lives as Christians, all of these ways are avenues of wisdom for us. Today I want to talk about how God's wisdom teaches me to live a generous life, one that has overflow and abundance. Now, Proverbs 3, verses 9 and 10 says, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, and with the best of everything you produce. Then he will fill your barns with grain, and your vats will overflow with good wine." Now, does God need my gifts? Does God need my offerings to improve his conditions? Does he need my money to pay his rent? Does he need my money to buy groceries or pay his SMUD bill or to pay for his Netflix? No, God doesn't need anything that I have really at all, because it says in Psalms 24:1 that the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. But Proverbs 3 through 10 teaches me to trust God. And when I trust God, I trust that he's going to meet all of my needs. And I'm set free then when I trust him to live a generous life and to be able to share all that he has given me. I think of countless times when God has proven this to be true in my life. I remember a time when we had a long period of unemployment in our life. Both Barry and I hadn't been working. And suddenly we both got jobs at the same time, which was wonderful. But the problem was that we only had one car. My job required me to do a lot of driving. His job required him to go up to Tahoe. And we didn't know what we would do. And without anybody even asking, somebody who knew of our situation loaned us a truck so Barry could drive to Tahoe. And if that wasn't enough, somebody else offered the use of their cabin so that he could stay up there and didn't have to drive back and forth. I think about how crazy and unexpected that was and how generous it was for those people to offer those things to us. It almost makes me feel giddy when I think about it. When we think about wealth, we sometimes think about what's in our bank account, but I want you to think about wealth in a different way. I challenge you to think about wealth in the abundance of the things that you have. Are you wealthy in time? Then I encourage you to give generously of your time. Are you wealthy in kind words? Then speak kindly to people. Are you wealthy in compassion? Then I encourage you to be generous with your love. Are you wealthy in prayers? Then I pray and ask you to pray generously. Like my cup of coffee, I expected my cup to be filled, but it wasn't in a position to receive. And if I hold on to the things that I have with a tight fist, because I'm afraid to let go, afraid that I'm not going to have enough, then I'm not in a position to receive. But it's when I give and I open up my hands that I am suddenly in a position to receive the abundance and the overflow that God has to offer for me. I want to close with this verse because I think it's so powerful. It comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 6 through 7. and it's from the Passion Translation, and it's titled The Hilarious Generosity. Here's my point. A stingy sower will reap a meager harvest, but one who sows with a generous spirit will reap an abundant harvest. Let giving flow from your heart, not from a sense of religious duty. Let it spring up freely from the joy of giving, all because God loves a hilarious giver. And as we close, my prayer for you is that you will live a generous life, and out of that overflow of your generosity, you will be filled with the abundance and overflow that God has for you. Have a wonderful and blessed day.